And we're live. Okay, awesome. Welcome, Nicole, and welcome everyone to those of you who are watching us from the live stream on YouTube. Today's Mindful Work, Mindful Life session is a practice on finding beauty in the everyday. And as creatives and creative professionals, entrepreneurs, founders, side hustlers, all that good stuff. I think where a lot of us want to live is we want to live in the creative space. We want to create new things and we want to have new conversations and be inspired and um, um, really have that sort of exploration. But anyone who is in business for themselves knows that there is a lot of aspects to business that aren't necessarily feeling that creative. They're not necessarily feeling like the most inspiring. And yet they still are part of the deal. It's part of what we need to show up and do as part of our business. And I think there's such a beautiful opportunity of reframing. And so today's exercise is a journaling practice. And so take this opportunity to grab your favorite note-taking device. I have my little notebook here. If you prefer to take notes on your phone or laptop, iPad, you pick your most favorite device. But we will be writing. So I like markers. So I have my sparkly pink pen and my matte pink pen next to my notebook here. So that is feeling pretty good. So when we do this practice, the opportunity is to be both visual. So we do that by closing our eyes and dropping in. And I'll ask you a couple of prompting questions to feel finding beauty in the everyday. And then we'll open our eyes. I'll invite you to come back into the room with us and with me and um, jot down your thoughts on paper so that you have a reference point for when you might be feeling this way in the future. You can always go back to this journal entry to remind yourself. Also, this is something that you can practice easily every day. If you find it valuable and helpful, it happens pretty quickly. So, all right. So with that, if we're ready to go, I'll just invite you to sit up, find a straightened spine, find some relaxed shoulders, or as relaxed as possible given the moment. See if you can relax the muscles in your face and your jaw. Relax your fingers. If your toes are curled, relax your toes. Relax your legs, relax your nose. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. Sorry. And we're going to take a deep, deep, full breath in through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. With a sigh. Seeing if we can release any stress that is in the body on the exhale. And let's try that again. Deep, full inhale through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. And now I'll invite you to drop inwards to your heart center, just bringing your attention to that space around your heart. Notice any feelings and sensations there. Noticing maybe something new that perhaps you haven't noticed before. Now that you're entirely focused on this space, this heart space. I'm just making a mental note of that. And I'll ask you now, what has been one thing about your day so far that has felt ordinary? Just ordinary. Perhaps it's something that you do every day or on a regular basis, maybe many times a day. And it just feels ordinary to you. And recalling that now, and sitting with that feeling of this thing that I do is fairly ordinary. Noticing what that feels like in your body. And the follow-up question to that is, with your attention continuing to focus on this thing that you do that feels ordinary, what might be something about this ordinary thing that could be beautiful? I'm just sitting with that. Noticing any sensations or thoughts that might come up for you as you shift to discovering beauty in the ordinary. And now I'd like to invite you to think about something, recall something that's been challenging for you. Could be something that's happened as recent and as something in the last hour or earlier today or in the past week or month. Well, it's the beginning of the month, so maybe as recently as May last month. At the time we're recording this, it's June. Something challenging for you. And sitting with that feeling of challenging in your body, allowing yourself to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Practicing some self-compassion. It's okay. It's okay to have this challenging feeling. It's okay. It's a temporary feeling. I'm just sitting in this challenging thing, noticing any thoughts or feelings, sensations that might come up for you. Just noticing. And now, with curiosity, I'll invite you to ponder, what is something beautiful that you can find inside of this challenging thing? What is the beauty here that you can find? Staying curious and open-hearted, and noticing any shift in your body, your thoughts. And allowing yourself to fully experience this beautiful aspect of the challenging thing. Just stay here a moment longer, taking a deep, full inhale through the nose, really feeling that beautiful experience, and exhaling fully out through the mouth. Letting go of any stress. And once again, deep, full in breath through the nose, fully experiencing that that beauty, and exhaling fully through the mouth, letting go of any stress. And when you're ready, bringing your attention back to being in the room together, gently blinking open your eyes. Welcome back. So let's take just a moment to reflect verbally, and then I'd love to have you write it down, journal a little bit. Um, Nicole, if you feel open to sharing, how did that go for you?
It was interesting. My ordinary thing was making breakfast. And I felt like it was, fairly simple to find beauty in that. Like I can make it look beautiful. I can see beauty in how my food nourishes me or how I kind of like care for myself. And so it kind of felt, you know, easier to make that connection. But when I got to the challenge part, I found myself kind of asking, like, well, what is beauty? Like, what am I even looking for here? You know, is it like a lesson? Like, okay, I can learn to be patient through this. I can learn to like um just be with my frustrations, but is that beauty? And so I didn't really find something beautiful per se. Like I found some lessons. Is that beautiful? I'm not sure. Um, but yeah, I feel like that was kind of where I landed with that consideration.
Thank you for sharing that. Hmm, how beautiful is learning for you?
I mean, I never really considered it as beautiful or not beautiful.
Yeah.
It's kind of like exists in a different framework, but I guess
Hmm.
I would say there is some beauty there. It's just not like it's not the most natural fit of words for me, but I could definitely make that connection.
Let me ask you another question, let me ask you in a different way. What is beautiful about learning for you?
Um, I don't know. I
Hmm.
opportunity, I guess. I keep coming up with words that don't really resonate with beautiful for me. I'm trying
Okay.
to kind of figure out what my own definition of beauty is.
Yeah, right. So the opportunity is to define beauty in challenging moments. Um, Interestingly enough, when I practiced, I came across learning as the beauty for myself. And I agree with you. I'm aligned that I think the my traditional definition of beauty doesn't necessarily learning doesn't necessarily fit into that definition. So maybe the opportunity is to expand that definition. Or maybe not. Maybe this is just where it's not a fit. And um, what else might we find that is beautiful in this challenging moment? Um, um,
Here, I also hear the phrase in my head from somewhere like, oh, the beauty of learning. Like, you know, like you hear different phrases like the beauty of this, the beauty of that, like the beauty of learning is. And so I
mm,
think it's just kind of changing um my context for it, maybe.
yeah, yeah. And I heard you use the word opportunity before.
Yeah, you know, I think
Explore.
there's an opportunity with learning. And I guess the kind of like when I kind of drill it down, there's some kind of like, I don't know, magical quality of beauty, whether it's in whatever place it exists, that I think learning, there is something about that in the way that it helps you evolve, I guess, or grow. And so there's beauty in that.
I see that. Mm.
So maybe that's it for me. I have to think about it more.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. That's powerful stuff. And um, the final piece of this is to journal. So um, I'm actually going to stop our recording and live stream because I don't think anybody wants to watch us write for 5 minutes. So this is now the prompt just to invite you and for anyone who's watching the live stream to set your timer for 5 minutes and in a way that makes the most sense for you. Write your ordinary thing at the top of your page and take a couple of minutes to write what you found beautiful in that ordinary thing. And then below that, the challenging thing that you thought of. And what is the opportunity or what beauty did you find in the challenging moment? And writing these down, letting yourself also give yourself a little space to do some more deep thinking as you're writing. You don't need to rush through this. If 5 minutes isn't enough, give yourself 10 minutes. But allow yourself to the opportunity to do some even more exploration. Sometimes when we're writing, more information flows. So let yourself be on the receiving end of that, as well as the actual act of writing and documenting, I should say. So wishing you a beautiful rest of your day, whatever that means for you. And taking that back into your work day and your work week. And thank you so much for practicing with me, Nicole, and to all of you who are watching. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.